I remember growing up as a kid, my parents encouraged me to read something other than sports pages and sports magazines. I found an old copy of a Canadian periodical called Reader's Digest, and I started to read. Every month in that magazine, there was a special story entitled My Most Unforgettable Character. And I'm confident that all of you here today will put David Epple in that category. My personal memories of David most always involve good times and laughter. The special day dinners he cooked and served on Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, and other times, where he took so much pride in the meals that he prepared for his guests. The fishing trips on Lake Erie and down here in the Gulf always involved lunches, laughter, drinks, as well as catching the perch or the grouper. The afternoon visits to Don and I over on 9th Street, where he told us story after story, and he only had a small touch of water with that Canadian whiskey. The renovations that he and Paul Van Weinsberg did for us here at Citrus Park at our home made our home a better place and our Florida life just that much more enjoyable, and we will always remember him for that. And especially the pride he took when talking about his children and his grandchildren made it evident that love of family was a huge part of David's life. So for those reasons, and many, many more, sorry, the wind's got me. So for those reasons and many, many more, well, David will always be one of my most unforgettable characters. And for that, I will miss him dearly. And for those same reasons, I am a better person to ever have known him. So let's remember the way David touched us all. Let's all share stories today about David and enjoy the memories of a memorable man. Let's say goodbye by being supportive of Sheila and all the Epple family, because that's what he would have wanted the most. Thanks very much.
I'm short, like Jim. It's good, it's good. First of all, I'd like to say that he was, of course, my father and my best friend, and that friendship was one of the most important things to him. As you can see, we have so many friends here and also family. It's a big important thing to him. I remember when I was in high school, he said I couldn't leave home until I read a book. And the book was called How to Win Friends and Influence People. That was very important to him. Friends, like you know, it meant a lot to him. And I'm so glad you're all here today. Also, I wanted to say another attribute to him was his generosity. He loved to give to people. And of course, the way he did that, of course, was to, you know, work on their places or do whatever he could for people. He would drop anything in a hat to do anything for anybody. So he's very generous. Also, I wanted to say that, I'm getting looks here.
That's because you're so beautiful.
Thank you, dear. What's another attribute? He was my hero. Oh, now I can't remember. I did. It's in my phone. Who was giving? He was, I don't remember the rest of my thing I was going to say. He was loyal. He was married to my mother for 55 years. So that attributes to his loyalty. And, another thing that was very important to him was, of course, was laughter and humor. He loved, as you guys know, to tell jokes. He always had a joke. In fact, Chuck was talking about the Reader's Digest. That was one of my dad's favorite, and that's what he liked to read, was the humor. And I remember when he went through his cancer treatment, when I talked to him every night, and he said, he was telling me some joke. You know, during one of those, he told me some joke, I remember. But he just loved to tell jokes. He loved to make people laugh. That was very important to him. Anyways, I'm going to welcome my brother up here, Kevin, and he has lots to say, I'm sure.
5 minutes.
No, I'm good. But thank you all for coming.
When I was younger, I didn't appreciate him, which I'm sure that's very common with a lot of kids when they're young and don't have any insight. I thought my dad, when I was a young teenager, he was very reactive personality. His one downside, he wasn't very good at communicating what he felt sometimes with people. and so some people who didn't know him would take him at face value and go, what's up with this guy? He seems angry sometimes. The truth is, as I got older in life, I grew to appreciate him more and more. You know, everybody looked like my mother, and everybody thought I was mommy's boy, and but as I get older, with my dad, I could see that I was really a combination of both, especially personality. My wife will attest to that. The difference between him and I is I still have a reactive personality, but I'm aware of it. I'm a little bit better at communicating my thoughts and feelings, but I grew to really appreciate him and identify. And as we got older, things that bothered him, I could really see his problems with trying to get out how he felt on things, because I would relate to him. So, anyways, what do I want to say? I really feel that he was a great role model. You know, my dad is better than I thought he was when I was younger. I realized what a great father he was. He's a friend to so many people. He would do, like my sister said, anything for anybody. And I realize now what a great role model he was for me. In fact, I think he's a better father than I am. The other thing, I feel very proud of him. And he was very proud of my sister and I. Would always brag about us. And looking back now, I'm very proud of him. What he did with other people, what he did with us, he was very selfless. He if anybody needed help, he was the first one there. So I just think it was great of him. And I'm proud of him for having so much impact on everybody's lives. I mean, last night we had a little get together with family, and you all here, friends, it's just amazing to see how many people came out for him. He's a very stubborn guy. And I can say that's one thing that bothered me about him, but then I'd have to look at my own self and complain about myself. The one thing, there's one thing I didn't like about my father. He left us too soon. I was never a big tattoo person, and then I went through a divorce several years back, which was very traumatic for me. And I got a tattoo that was important at the time. It meant something. No, I'm not going to show you. And so, with this happening to us the last couple of months, I thought it very pertinent to get a tattoo again. And my niece, who I love dearly, came up with an idea. And she wanted to put a Leo on, because he's a Leo. And she thought about a lion, and then maybe a ribbon for prostate cancer, and then for AML. Leukemia. And I thought about that. I thought, wow, that's a great idea. Maybe I'll do that. And I thought, you know what? I'm trying to be more positive in life. So instead of doing that, I want something to remember me of him. the happier times.
So are you gonna put a buttercup on your
No
butt?
buttercup. So he had a famous saying, if you drive down the front of their place, there's a little stone out there, and it's, boy, I've heard this so many times. And I'm going to put that on. And he enjoyed living, loving, and laughter. And really that's his motto. That's not what I'm putting on, but whenever he was at an event, get together, his famous saying was, you just can't buy this. So I'm going to put that. So they'll remember it forever. That's all.